Hey, what's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Fred Lennart, subprime hero.
And we are Brewing Solutions live on the Car Guy Coffee podcast at Driving Sales Executive Summit. And we are excited to have you back up in the cafe with us. We can't stop getting solutionaries like this guy right here with his cool swag, cool flow, great, incredible news.
Lou needs to stop clapping his hands.
I got to stop clapping my hands. You guys know I can't stop clapping my hands. But we want you all to clap your hands. Do us a favor and tag a car guy,
tag a car gal,
and share.
Get it out there.
Word out,
I know we're dropping a lot of these, and the algorithm's kind of funky when you do that, but share it and it gets out there quicker. And that's the only way we can get people, because we got somebody in here that's super special, somebody new to us, but something true to us, man. And I love what they're talking about. All I know is Brad Pascal said, right, this dude is the dude. You got to interview him. And when Brad brings me people like that, I could tell you, Brad's batting 1,000 on that right now. So I know that he's always right about this. So I'm excited to have you in the cafe, my friend. We got our man,
the one,
the only
Steven Jurgella.
Let's go.
Right. I did the clap again. Welcome to the party. Welcome.
And then we just clapped it one more time. We keep popping the mics, but that's what we do. We keep popping and locking, and we're going to keep it rolling, man. I'm excited to be here at Driving Sales because this event is special. There's not a lot of vendors here. There's a lot of vendors, but there's not a lot of vendors at the same time. It's about the people, man, and I'm glad that you're here. I know that you're here speaking at another event and things like that. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but man, I could tell you I'm excited. When Brad tells me to have somebody on the show, I know it's special. When he just says, go in there and just throw it up as alley-oop, he'll be able to handle it. It lets me know that you're somebody special. I want to kick it off with this. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and why you're here at Driving Sales right now.
Sure. Appreciate you guys having me. Glad to meet you guys. So my name's Steven Jurgella. The company I represent is Fountain Forward. We're a automotive marketing agency out of Houston, Texas. Specifically what we do, I was born and raised in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. So I've been in Texas for about 12 years.
Hey.
Go Pack Go. But as an agency, we have been in business 12 years. And specifically what we've figured out is that automotive dealerships don't actually use the data the way that they could, specifically in regards to their Google Analytics data, their CRM data, their marketing budgets, and how they tie them together. And so when we figured out back in 2016 that they don't look and they're more reactive than proactive, when we figured that out, we started to just interview dealers, and we figured out that there's a boatload of money that is being wasted because the majority of the time when they fired marketing companies or advertising agencies, while advertising and marketing agencies absolutely do make mistakes and have mediocre results at times, it wasn't the cause of the cause. It wasn't the actual source issue.
Sure.
And therefore they repeated it. And at a bigger store, you're talking about wasting hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars over years. And so once we figured that out, we started to change.
Love that, man. That's some great information. And that is a Brewing Solutions.
Brewing Solutions. That's exactly what you're doing for the industry. Yep. And that's why we're wanting to speak to you. That's exactly why Brad is trying to make sure that you do get over here, because there are so many different things that we can operate more efficiently on if we just knew and utilized what we know. The issue that we have even in our presenting to the customer, ultimately we want to reduce everything to operate off of one screen, right? One place, nice, easy, want it to seamlessly work. You guys are helping to bring that one screen. Everything is understood and you're all aware right there. Tell us more about what you actually do with getting that information to your dealer.
Yeah, so simple enough. Break a dealer down in level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1 is in-market demand or traffic and how much money you pay for that. That includes just think of an advertising accrual, a budget, okay? So level 1 is in-market demand and how much you pay for it. Level 2 is the conversion of that in-market demand, specifically on the website. So where does the traffic come from? What are you paying for it from level 1? And what is it converting at? And level 3 is the lead nurturing. So at lead nurturing level, the vast majority of the time, if the marketing is working correctly, they're messing up there between context per lead, choice of words, response time, all of that. So what we did was we started to map that out, and we figured out one specific thing. fundamentals. If you just stuck to the fundamentals, then all of those big sexy things, the amazing presentations that all these big marketing companies, and I want to be very clear, I'll get a little bit passionate about this, but I was very, very insecure about all these big companies and their big presentations. I don't need to name all of them. You guys know the big marketing companies, website companies,
Sure.
etc. I was
Big.
big. I was very insecure about that. And then I started to get a couple of access to ad accounts, and I started to get access to reporting. And then one day I realized they weren't actually that good. They weren't better than us. We were better. And then what we started to do is we developed what we call the Moneyball team for an automotive dealership. So I will take all of that data and I will fundamentally organize it better than you're currently doing. It's like having, again, like a Moneyball team, if you've ever watched the movie Moneyball.
Yeah.
And so when we organized it, now when we present to them each month, I'm not talking about impressions and clicks and costs, etc. What I'm doing is hey, dealer, at level 1, here's where you're at for cost per car. Here's where the traffic comes from. Here's what you're paying compared to all of our other stores. Level 2, here's where you're converting it at and what the percentages are for conversion rates. And so we might change for them their vehicle description page view. We might change their call to actions. We might change the colors. And we're going to do that all based on best practices because we keep that information from all of our dealers. And then at level 3, if you guys need some help from the sales standpoint, we're happy to show you the best practices from the dealers that we've met with along the way. But the whole objective is if we can figure out the cause of the cause, because we follow prescription without diagnosis is malpractice.
Wow.
That's the hook.
That's strong.
Yep. And so if you're not actually keeping that information and organizing it, what they will do is they will be reactive. They will go and spend money and throw it at something that's not actually the issue. And then therefore the hole in the bucket will actually get bigger. And you'll just keep pouring money in. So when we started to figure that out, we got really stoked. All you have to do is, now it takes a lot to organize it up front, but once we're organized, we just report back to the dealer. Here's level 1, here's level 2, here's level 3. Here's where everybody else from Maine to Florida to Seattle, Washington, here's where they're at in the industry. And here are the individual tweaks you should make, 1, 2, or 3 decisions per month. You keep controls in place because, of course, if you move too many variables at once, you don't actually know what happens.
That's right.
And so we're just fundamentals.
Fundamentals. And I think that's the basis of everything that we do in life is that if we're not working on our fundamentals, making sure our foundation is set up right, then everything's going to fall apart just like a home, right? Just like basketball skills. If you don't have fundamentals, you really can't do much. You might have natural talent, but once you get to a certain level, everybody's going to go by you, even with less talent, natural talent, right? So it's important to have your fundamentals to the T, right? When you have your fundamentals going, the fundamentals bring everything out, man. And so I'm going to lift this over here because, Brad mentioned your hat.
Sure.
So I got to ask you, what is this about your baseball cap?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm here speaking on behalf of mental health. And so this specific hat is a shout out to a buddy of ours that passed. My partner in one of my other companies. He passed a couple of years ago, and so sometimes moving forward in life is not as easy as the word itself, but you can still tell that it means forward. So you keep on moving. Even recovery is not linear. Having strong mental health is not linear, and so we started doing some fundraisers on behalf of this organization that I'm speaking on behalf of, which is called Same Here. And our specific message is instead of stop the stigma and 1 in 5 people during their lifetime will suffer from a mental illness.
Yeah.
Instead, we go 5 in 5 people experience stress, trauma, and challenge in their life. And so to normalize mental health, we must all realize that same here, 5 in 5, whether it's you got into a car accident, you lost a loved one, you got broken up with, your brain is going to change. And so we have to share lived experiences, be vulnerable with one another. And by doing that, then it won't be, I have an anxiety disorder, I have bipolar. It's like, no. Imagine if the American Heart Association only spoke to people after they had a heart attack. That's currently what's happening in the mental health space. So we believe that the mental health space is currently where the gym space was 30 years ago, when there was no gyms, and now there's a gym on every corner. And so we believe that, so 5 in 5 people, same here. That's what the hat's about.
Wow, man, that's a great cause, brother. And it's a big cause. That's a world cause. That's a great mission to be on, because the more we give, the more we get in this world, right? And the more that we can help, the more help we'll have at the end of the day, right? Sure. And I think that we need to be able to get that out there, because the more that we can have mental health for people out there, ways that they can go out without being embarrassed, ways they can go out and feel like it's normal to have these issues. Because guess what? I have mental health issues all the time. We're normal people. I'm not crazy, but maybe I am. I don't know, right? We're a little bit all that. I think we all are unique individuals that just need a little guidance, because your experience may help, but at the same time it may not. And we can hear the stories, but it doesn't mean it's going to fix what I have. I need to find people who can help me. So being able to do that, understand that, and realize that, that's powerful, brother. That's an amazing mission that you're on.
Well, one thing I wanted to say about what you said, like I'm not crazy, because like you'd see the apprehension in your
Sure.
face there, right?
Yeah.
You can see the apprehension in your mannerisms.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's the thing that we're trying to focus on is if you share lived experiences, micro events, such as when Cameron passed, that micro event caused me to change. My brain changed. There are chemical imbalances. My body goes into fight or flight mode much faster.
So true.
If we share these micro events, then what happens is if you just say anxiety, people can't attach to it. They'll go, oh, I have anxiety. Now, if you share the cause, a lived experience that caused you that. So for me, when Cameron passed, now when my cell phone rings with specific people on my phone, I have a fight or flight response like I'm running from a bear because I believe that something bad is about to happen, right?
Yeah.
So if you were broken up with, you got into a car accident, if you get into your car later on, there's going to be a change because you're going to actually see the road differently. You're going to see people differently. You're going to be more apprehensive. And so when you said something like that, you could see the apprehension around the word like crazy. So same here, the organization actually was originally called We're All a Little Crazy. because
we are.
Because every one of us is extremely unique. We experience stress, trauma, and challenge, which changes the brain. And so instead of waiting, because stress and trauma build up like plaque and arteries.
Yeah, they
instead
do.
of waiting, what we can do is we share, hey guys, so listen, this event happened to me, it's affecting me this way, and now we're connecting because of it.
Oh, I love this. I love it, man.
I love it. The flow in between the solution from the cause to the solution is often something that can be sporadic. But if we get involved with the brain and cutting these pathways to where we're consistently finding solutions to problems that are right in front of us, then we're not daunted by the problem that's in front of us, right? It's habitual that we see things that are a concern or a problem, turn those into actual solutions and then victories that then can help us to lead other people forward and through and to actually where they're trying to go. But cutting these pathways of positivity, cutting these actual roadmaps to making sure that in our mind we go to not being so worried about the taboo, that we make it regular that people can get the care that they want on every corner like a gym. It's something that we need, and that's awesome that you guys are doing.
And when you think about mental health, a lot of the times you'll go right to prescriptions or med management and stuff like that. We preach that you want to have mental fitness or build a mental health toolbox. And so what you do is you could look at medication. That's one tool in the toolbox. And instead, when something might happen, again, let's use the car accident or the loss of a loved one, you can change the thought tracks. You can actually change the way your brain thinks. And there are plenty of modalities. Tons of modalities that have nothing to do with a drug, but you can change cognitive behavioral therapy, accelerated response therapy, Haven, breathing, meditation, all of that. And if you do that immediately and you treat it, like I said, plaque building up in arteries, if you treat it now, you don't have to wait until now you're going to a psychiatrist. That psychiatrist may be an integrated psychiatrist. So they're just going to listen to you for 30 minutes. They're going to throw medication at you, see you next week. So instead of doing that, we're actually treating it as it's happening, and then you don't have to wait for some big blow up when you lose, quote unquote, lose your mind.
That's right. Wow.
Triggered, whatever.
This is a great topic to talk about. I think it's needed in automotive. There's a lot of people who are dealing with stuff like this because it's a daily struggle every single day in automotive. You know, it's hard work, and you don't sometimes see what the results are going to be for what you're doing today for months sometimes. And so it's important that people are able to stay on top of their mental game. Like you said, make sure that the arteries are staying clean before they start to clog up, because it does hold up. Stress can really be a big problem for a lot of things. It causes issues internally. It causes all kinds of stuff that you don't even realize how powerful your brain is, you know. And once you realize that, then you have to tune your brain. It's just as important to lift weights and do all those things as it is to go out and work on your physical, your mental game, right? And if you have both those things working together, forget focus fly. But you have those things all working together, you know, you do amazing things. So I'm excited that you came on the show today, brother, to share that story. How can people help with that?
Well, so Same Here Global is the website. First and foremost,
Same Here Global.
Same Here Global, like Same Here. So the hashtag's right here. Hashtag Same Here.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And Same Here Global is the web. Yep, Same Here Global. Well, first and foremost, sharing your lived experiences with your loved ones, with your friends, whether it's people at the business, whoever you trust to share that it's interesting when I'm here and I have these introductions from, Bob Lanham or Brad.
Sure.
I sit there and they're saying, hey, what are you here to speak about? And I say mental health. And I sat with a gentleman this morning, he met me for 30 seconds. He said, my 12-year-old went during COVID, X, Y, Z. He's explaining it and the lived experience, all these things. It immediately, when you talk about mental health, it touches each and every person. So first and foremost, share your lived experiences. And then look at the different alliances that we have. We have a massive celebrity alliance. We have teachers and schools. And gosh, the Same Here Scale app now has 6,000 downloads. Kids can go in and they can pull the scale from sinking all the way to thriving. And that will report back to the counselors. So they can know. Oh, and it's going to start launching to the overall public where they can start showing where they're at, and it will start suggesting different modalities to be able to help their mental health because it's seeing that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So as it sits right now, Same Here, sharing the specific hashtag and you sharing lived experiences, but then check out the site and all this is done nonprofit. I do all of this just because I'm here on my own dime. I'm not paid. It's just, Same Here.
We honor that. We
do honor that, my friend.
We're so thankful for that.
It's important.
Car guys, see what it is like to actually get yourself involved in something you're passionate about. Letting yourself actually be you inside of areas that you need to be you. It's awesome that people get the chance for you to fully be alive where it is that you are, being a bridge that you are. Thank
100%.
you so much for being committed to that. We are so thankful for all of our friends that are encouraging us.
That's
for those
right.
Of you that
to
are
include the
live,
Tim Coxes out in the world that love to just show love over here.
But
But I'll tell you what, Chris Becker's right.
What's up,
There
Chris?
can't be enough discussion about mental health.
There
We
cannot
love you,
be.
Chris, man. It's good to hear from you,
Thank
brother.
so much.
All right. So, yeah, man, great show today. Hashtag
so
Same Here. Make sure you guys spread that message. Also understand, go to the website, samehereglobal.com. Check them out. Reach out to them. Figure out how you can help. But I tell you, it starts with just everybody you talk to.
That's right.
Ask them how they're doing and really ask them.
Care.
Really
Empathize.
care. It
Yes.
makes a difference, my friends.
Well, one
All
thing
right.
that we try to do, and we're trying to burn the neural pathways inside of minds across the world, it's to apply 3 F's as we do go forward. And that's to forgive, focus, and fly so that we can keep growing. We're going to do it into the camera right over there, but nice and loud. We got to sound off with it. It's something with motion. You got to dance it out, shout it out, and then we keep growing. You ready?
First, do it.
Forgive. We're gonna say it nice and loud.
Says
Hands on the
forgive.
shoulders with the real
Okay.
quick.
So you're going to
Here we
wipe it
go.
off, forgive,
Okay.
and then you're going to focus, and then you're going to fly.
Okay.
Keep growing.
Got it.
On 3. Car guys and car gals, let's forgive, focus, fly. 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Keep growing. That's
car
right.
guys and car gals. I'm
Woo!
Lou Ramirez, the car
And
guy.
I'm Fred Lennart, subprime hero.
And you've been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast with the one, the,
The only
only Steven Jurgella.
And I would have pronounced it wrong if I did it. I'll be honest with you, but I mean,
Dad, you okay?
You did great.
you actually said it perfect. As soon as you said it, I was like, that was it.
I
Yes.
appreciate your hold back there.
I didn't want to mess it up. I'd
If you
rather
don't
not.
know, don't say it.
That's it, man. I know he's Stephen G.
Yes, thank you so much. We had an incredible time with you
Thanks,
all.
man.
Car
Thanks,
guys,
brother.
car gals, keep brewing solutions out there.
Go to samehereglobal.com. Check it out, my
Get some
friends.
of that.
Thanks, guys.
We're out. Peace.